Good morning, everybody. I hope all you kings and queens are doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to start out by saying, at the end of the day, you need to put the past in the past. And I'm talking about this mostly because I struggle with this too. You know, everybody being just humans, being the fact that, you know, we do gain attachments, we do gain feelings, we do gain memories, right? We can't let go of those things. But you have to put the past in the past, right? That was a part of your life that I'm not saying to forget, but the attachments and the things that you're carrying, that you're still carrying after and beyond the relationships or the friendships you've had, or maybe the situations you've been, you have to let them go. Because when you hold on to something and you cling on to something for way too long, it has a way of sticking around and lingering and probably influencing small parts of your life that become bigger parts of your life, you know? And that's where you have to realize, like, if you continue to do that, if you continue to carry that weight, you're not helping yourself. And in fact, you're only allowing yourself to digress, to continuously choose the comfortable path, or to continuously point fingers at other people, or point fingers in places that aren't the issue, when you are the issue. The issue is the fact that you can't let go. I'm somebody who's always struggled with this. I struggle with this all the time. But as I get better at coping with it, as I get better at fixing it and working around it, I understand that those feelings that I've had in the past, they're not going to help me. They're not going to do anything for me. They're not going to make me happy. Sure, there's a lot of memories and a lot of experiences that come from those points in my life, but I'm here now. I'm in the present day. I'm in a different part of my life, and this part requires me to be 100% about me, and just about me, nobody else. And I can't do that if I don't let go of the things that I cared about, or, you know, that I had attachments to in the past. I have to let them go. And I tell myself that, and I remind myself that all the time when I go back to that feeling, whenever I revert back to that feeling. And some days it's easier than others, but I'm working through it. And what matters is you're trying, is you get better. That's what we all need to do as individuals, right? Don't go and start blaming yourself because you're having a hard time forgetting about somebody maybe you dated, that you loved, that you truly loved, but you messed up and you realized it now. There's no point in holding on to those feelings. There's no point in dragging that along. It happened. It was a point in your life in which you made memories. They were good, some were bad, and you learned to love somebody. And unfortunately, maybe you made choices that led to something, and you don't have that person in your life anymore. That's okay. It is what it is. But there's no point in dragging those feelings on. There's no point in holding on to them. Listen, if you love yourself, you need to let go, is the best way to put it. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you go against that wind instead of going with it. Because for the longest time, you know, I've gone with the wind. You know, I said, you know what, I could just put it here and leave it there and I'll be okay. And all that was compartmentalizing it. I can't say the word, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Regardless, it just went into a little box in my head. I never really got rid of it, and I never really learned to fix it or move past it. So that's what I try to do every day. Whether it's just telling myself and reminding myself through self-talk, putting my mind in more productive places, because you got to understand too, your mind wanders. It goes into some difficult places, maybe places that aren't even places that you want to be. But sometimes when we're left alone with ourselves, and if we're not fully in love with ourselves, or look at ourselves on the highest pedestal, right, we're going to start to think negative things that are going to unmotivate us, and we're just going to stay in the same place. So you have to realize that reminding yourself, putting your brain in maybe in a productive place, maybe in other places, will help you cope with that. It'll help you grow past that. And then before you know it, you won't even think about that. Sure, there'll be memories, but those memories won't hurt to think about anymore. It won't be pain when you think about them. It'll be happiness, even with the good and the bad, because you realize that happened. You had the opportunity to meet somebody, to get to know somebody, or not even just people. Maybe you had the opportunity to go into a program or an experience, and that ended, and that's no longer an option anymore, and that's okay. But there's no hard feelings behind it anymore. That's the goal. That's why letting go of these things, but learning to let go, but learning to accept them for what they are and be happy even when you do remember them and think about them, is a step in the right direction. And I think that if you practice it, if you remind yourself of it, all of you will be fine, and you can move past that point. But it's just about believing in yourself. And if you want to really be 100% all in on yourself, because that's what you should be, then you have to learn to sacrifice and let go of things that just aren't going to contribute to your life anymore, that aren't going to help you grow. And it just happens. Frankly, it happens sometimes on your own accord. But it happens, and that's okay. It's a part of life. You're going to meet people who teach you lessons. You're going to go through experiences that teach you lessons. You're going to be in love. You're going to experience things more than one time until you find the right person. And frankly, there is no right person in this world. Everybody thinks, oh, there's one true love. That's not the truth. There's true love. You might find 5 different people you love in your life, throughout your life, rather. And you might call them all your true love. So you have to realize that even if you found someone, you're like, damn, I don't want to let go of that person because I might not find somebody ever again who will ever make me feel that way. I want you to know that that's not true. You will find somebody. You might even find 2 or 3 or 4. But you're never going to know if you still continue to live in that place, to live in that pain, to let that pain become a constant reminder of why you can't move forward. It's not going to help you. It's not going to make you happy. It's not going to motivate you, and it's definitely not going to help you grow. So understand that it's okay to look back on that, but it's not okay to look back on it and feel pain for it, to hurt for it. And the reason why you'd feel that anyway is because you hadn't let it go. But once you let go, those memories won't be pain anymore. They'll just be memories. And whether they're good or bad, you're not going to let them influence what you feel further into the future and what you do for your future. It's okay. It's okay to let go. And I want you to understand that it is. Just breathe, take a deep breath, and let go. It's okay. It's okay to let go. It's okay not to hold on to it anymore, because everything will be fine. Keep your head up. Stay motivated. Stay hungry. And always put yourself first, now and forever. The only time that obviously you don't put yourself first is if you have children. That's a different story. It's different. But what I'm telling you is right then and now, to get to that point, even to have children, to have a family, to have a good life, right? You need to start with you. It starts and ends with you. And that's how it's always going to go. So are you going to be willing to let go of the things that are not going to hold value in your life, that are only going to drag you down? And again, I'm not saying forget about them. I'm saying let go of the feelings that you have towards them. Let go of the resentment, let go of the pain, let go of the fear. Because guess what? Everything will be okay. I'm living proof of it. And there's probably a dozen, maybe trillion other people on this planet that are proof of it too. So if we can do it, if we can wake up every morning, go through our challenges and still be happy and still breathe and still understand that things are going to happen and that's okay. We're only human. We make mistakes and that's a part of life. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do to be at that point. To understand that there's other people like me. And once you realize that there's other people like you on this planet, you're going to start to realize that everything that seems so big, that seems so scary, that seems so terrifying, is not so terrifying or scary, and maybe not as big as you think. but you're not going to know until you take that step, until you step out of your comfort zone and do something you've never done before. I strongly urge you to do that. Don't compartmentalize everything that's inside you. Don't throw it away. Whatever's in here and whatever's in here needs to be addressed. It needs to be put forward. And you need to let go of it, because it's only going to help you and it's going to be healthy for you. If you want to be happy, if you want to grow, if you want to be the best person you can be, that's the best thing you can do for yourself. And like I said yesterday, well, on Instagram, tell the truth. If you want an adventure, tell the truth. And that's you telling your truth. That's you being honest. That's you putting yourself first. Understanding that this is the situation, that's how it went down, and it is what it is, and that's okay. And once you understand that, once you confront the truth, you will be happy. But that's going to do it for today's conversation. I want to say thank you guys for joining and viewing and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. And let's continue to have a great journey together. I love all y'all. Peace out. Oh, let's try to clicker. I should make this a segment, right? It just doesn't work all the time, and I don't understand. 1, 2, 3, 4.